An early morning burglary in North Fargo was caught on camera, and now the business owner wants the public's help identifying the thief. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Mike has the evening off. If you do the crime, you do the time. That's what the owner of a laundromat in North Fargo is saying after his security cameras caught a man stealing from his business. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker went to the laundromat to see what exactly the burglar stole, and it might surprise you.
This is where the guy pulls up. You can see him come in at 5:56 in the morning. This is his car. Somebody's driving. There were two people.
Aaron Olson, the owner of Busy Bubbles in North Fargo, still can't believe what his security cameras caught Thursday morning.
And there he goes. So he climbs in, and he's reaching into this coin machine here, taking the cash and the keys.
Cash that totaled $3. Yes, $3.
I sure could have used that $3.
But the keys the brazen burglar took allows the owner to empty the money out of the washing machines, and without them, the machines will end up full of quarters and unusable. Olson wants people to know there's at least two people in our community who could be targeting businesses that stay open around the clock.
You don't know what they're going to do, what they're capable of either. If they're methed out or tweaked out or on drugs, you just don't know.
So, Andrew, here's where it gets interesting. The guy got an anonymous phone call and said he could come pick his keys up in downtown Fargo. So he has his keys, but not the $3.
Okay. What about the cops, though?
Yes, the cops. I called Fargo police, and they have not gotten back to me about this case. But the guy says if he can press charges against them, he's going to. And this is where you can help. You can go to our Facebook page where I've posted the security footage. And if you recognize the man, you should call Fargo police.
All right. Thanks so much, Cornelius. We appreciate it. A man is behind bars tonight after police found him in possession of 17 pounds of methamphetamine. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says a trooper stopped a vehicle being driven by 34-year-old Francisco Torres near Mapleton for a traffic violation. That's when they found the meth, which has a street value of $340,000. Torres was arrested for several drug-related charges. A former Grand Forks Central teacher turned himself in today after being accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. James Whalen was booked into the Grand Forks County Jail this morning. Bond was set at $5,000. He posted $1,000 and was released from jail earlier today. Whalen's initial court appearance this morning was for the two charges of corruption or solicitation of minors. His next court appearance is set for April. A Mapleton family is relieved tonight after their son, who disappeared for a short time this afternoon, was later found safe. Police tell us the school bus dropped off the 6-year-old boy at his normal stop, but then he ran off because he thought he would be in trouble for not doing his homework. His parents contacted the Cass County Sheriff's Office, and with the help of authorities and neighbors, they were able to find the child hiding by nearby train tracks. Police were about to send out a code red message just before they found him.
Ability to communicate with each other and our ability through a system like that to be able to communicate to an entire community quickly that we were looking for. And we go from having 4 or 5 sets of eyes to, dozens of sets of eyes looking for the little guy.
Sheriff Laney adds it's very common for them to send out a code red in cases like this. The city of Moorhead is considering new quiet zones along 20th Street and Southeast Main Avenue. The projects could cost residents in those areas over $1,000 in special assessments. Valley News Team's Natalie Parson explains why the community is fired up.
Construction plans for quiet zones in Moorhead have hit a sour note among residents. The plans have an emphasis on eliminating train horn noise along Southeast Main and 20th Street down to 40th Avenue. One resident believes the horns are not the issue.
It's the sheer number of trains. They rumble by, they vibrate my house. You can't hear yourself think.
Besides eliminating noise in the area, the quiet zones do have other benefits.
Some added improvements at the intersections really are effective at reducing the potential for crashes and collisions between trains and vehicles.
Another resident believes some improvement at crossings is necessary, but when currently living in a quiet zone, they should not be asked to pay up again.
Morningside got their assessment and already paid for one of them already, my addition. They also did work on the same assessment on Oakway Well, they should have, if they were going to do this, they should have done that at the same time.
Moorhead officials say the quiet zone on 20th Street will cost almost $700,000 and over $1 million for Southeast Maine, making funding the biggest issue.
We could use special assessments to pay for a portion of it. Another option would be to try to seek state funding to do that, or some combination.
A project funding questionnaire was sent to Moorhead residents asking how funds should be obtained, but those living in the proposed project areas are standing firm when it comes to their pocketbooks.
I just don't want to pay for it. I shouldn't have to pay $1,000 for it.
That's not acceptable.
Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
City of Moorhead hopes work can begin to improve the crossings later this year and to establish the quiet zones in 2018. With the North Dakota Republican Convention coming up, the three candidates don't have much time to convince delegates that they're the main man for the job. Attorney General Wayne Stenjum, entrepreneur Doug Burgum, and State Representative Rick Becker shared the stage for the first time tonight to debate their points. Here's a glimpse at what occurred.
We're spending the taxpayers' dollars growing bloated state government, and that would have needed to change. My budget to start with would have been much smaller.
I'm running because we need to break up the good old boy network in Bismarck. Career politicians have gotten too cozy with every special interest looking for a handout, and they've handed us, the taxpayer, the bill.
We want to be strict, but we do not want to be vindictive. We don't need to be vindictive. We just want to correct improper behavior.
Meanwhile, 4 Republican candidates met tonight in Detroit for their first debate following Super Tuesday, which saw Trump's lead grow in the race for the nomination. With a battle raging inside the GOP over how to stop Trump's candidacy, Senators Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio and Governor John Kasich made arguments tonight heading into a series of key contests that begin on Saturday. As the freeze-thaw cycle heats up, public access ramps in Lakes Country are feeling the squeeze. These ramps on the west and northeast sides of Big Cormorant Lake are nearly unusable, and as you can see, thousands of pounds of concrete have been shoved up on shore. But people in the area say it's a yearly thing, and anglers shouldn't be worried.
Every year they go through this 2 weeks before, a week before the opening of fishing. They go around and put the boat ramps, the pads back in because they get buckled up like this and everything like that.
Neighbors in the area say they feel fairly lucky too, as damage to their property has so far been minimal.
Valley News Live, 10 at 2.